What's up, everybody? This is Master Ian Gamer, and we just had a brand new leak. Yes, another one. So many leaks lately. This time revealing the second collab that'll be coming in the latter half of Overwatch 2 Season 16. That is right, we only just got the Gundam collab. In fact, it's still running at the time of me recording this video, and already we've had a leak revealing the next one to follow. And lo and behold, that collab is going to be Street Fighter 6. This image was posted on the Overwatch subreddit just a couple hours ago, showing off what is evidently a leaked promo sort of like image advert thing that popped up on the PlayStation Network, featuring a splash screen that most prominently just features Overwatch 2 Stadium, but if we read the small text, it specifically seems to be talking about the mid-season patch, with mid-season magic is alive, keep battling in Stadium with a Street Fighter 6 collaboration, and Doki Watch Mythic Mercy weapon skin. Now, I will note I have not been able to verify with 100% certainty the authenticity of this post. It looks to be authentic because it seems there have been multiple people who are able to get screenshots of it. So on that grounds, it seems to be genuine, although the image is no longer being displayed on the website or PSN. Of course, they took that down pretty quickly, which would check out if it was a true leak. But it does reveal, indeed, that Street Fighter 6 is going to be a collab coming to Overwatch in the latter half of this season. Now, further supporting the authenticity of this is the fact that we actually already knew there were going to be two collabs in Season 16. This is something I've talked about in past videos, but during the initial roadmap for Season 16 revealed all the way back in February, they mentioned that the season would be including collaborations, plural, meaning more than one, with the first collab, of course, being Gundam Wing, which we've already seen. But up until now, we didn't have any information on what this additional collab was going to be. And my assumption was that it was going to be a smaller, more mediocre type collab. Think something like the Porsche collab, where it's technically a collab, but probably isn't that exciting for most people. But lo and behold, Street Fighter seems like a pretty notable collaboration to me. So this could very easily be a full-on collab with skins, voice lines, highlight intros, all sorts of stuff featuring characters from Street Fighter 6. Now, I will note additionally that, much like with the Gundam collab, I am not very knowledgeable personally about Street Fighter. I know the general gist of the game, of course, and I'm familiar with a handful of the more popular characters from it. But in terms of figuring out which Overwatch heroes would get skins for which corresponding Street Fighter characters, that is very much outside my wheelhouse of knowledge. So I am very eager to hear your thoughts, for those of you who are more versed in Street Fighter, down in the comments, for which skins you think we might see getting added. Again, this does seem to be specifically a Street Fighter 6 collab, so I would assume it's specifically going to be characters and outfits and whatnot from Street Fighter 6, but maybe it isn't exclusive to just the 6th one. Maybe there'll be characters and whatnot from other games as well. We don't know, because the other thing is we don't have any skins actually shown off yet for this collab. It is only the promo image I showed off previously, and nothing else. Given that this is apparently going to be happening in the latter half of the season, it is possible that we still have like a month left before we actually see anything official, given that we're only a couple weeks currently into Season 16, and the mid-season usually takes place about a month into the season. So we've still got at least a few weeks to go before we're probably going to see anything officially being put out from Blizzard regarding this, but for now, this is what we have to go on, and it seems like Street Fighter 6 is going to be the collab for the latter half of Season 16. Now, another thing to note about Street Fighter specifically is that this is going to be a pretty interesting collab for Overwatch, because this will be the first time Overwatch is collabing with another game, specifically. Past IPs they've collabed with, like My Hero, Avatar, even Gundam most recently, have all been ones that are more based on a show or IP that isn't necessarily tied directly to being just a game series. And sure, there's Street Fighter media outside of just the games themselves, but Street Fighter is first and foremost a fighting game. So the fact that Blizzard is now pretty overtly, assuming this leak is true, collabing directly with another video game does seem to open the doors for a lot of other interesting collabs going forward. People have, of course, talked extensively about the fact that, Microsoft having acquired Activision Blizzard seems to make something like a Halo collab seem pretty likely in the future. And if we're seeing a Street Fighter collab, a video game, I don't know, I think a Halo collab and anything similar to that could be very likely as well going forward. Another interesting thing to note, though, is that, yes, this is the second collab within a single season, which isn't really something Blizzard has ever done before. I was kind of thinking about talking about this in its own sort of video after we learned more about the second collab, but given that we have a leak of the second collab now, I guess it's worth talking about in the moment. But is this going to be a trend for Blizzard going forward, having multiple collabs per season? Because, initially we had a collab every few seasons with things like One Punch Man leading up to basically Cowboy Bebop when they started to do things more regularly, until we hit the point where there was a collab every single season. We had Transformers, then My Hero Academia, then Avatar, then LE SSERAFIM with their second wave, rolling into Gundam, and now we're getting a second collab within the same season as Gundam. Is this going to be a trend going forward? Is this going to be a one-time thing, given that season 16 is kind of a big season period, what with the new hero Freya and especially Stadium? Are we going to go back to only one collab per season in season 17? I don't know. I am very curious, very eager to see how Blizzard handles this largely going forward, because I do think there is a point where they have too many collabs per season if there's this multiple within a 2-month long season time frame. I understand Blizzard stands to make a lot of money off of doing Overwatch collabs, but is 2 collabs per season too much? I don't know. Certainly it's better than just getting a bunch of recolors and other boring skins, and considering that other than Doki Watch and Gundam, I feel like the skins this season haven't been that exciting in their own right. And if I'm being honest, even Doki Watch I feel like has been a little underwhelming in the skins department. I guess it's nice to get multiple collabs, especially if they're IPs you really enjoy. Though again, I'm not really a Street Fighter fan. Nothing against the game. It's just not something I've ever played much of. So it's not going to be one that I'm personally super hyped for, but I am interested at the very least to see what skins end up getting added with it. That's all there is to really talk about it for right now. Again, though, I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below, especially if you have ideas for which heroes might be getting skins and which Street Fighter characters those skins might end up representing, because again, I don't know much about Street Fighter, but I'd love to hear all the ideas you have down below. And otherwise, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch 2 news streams and other content, and special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.